My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is May 7, 2026. It is 4:46 a.m. This is the third video. Alright, so there's a lot to share with you. Let's go on X. Alright, so let's listen to this. I may not go over the comments, okay? I just want to see what this video is talking about. It's about a minute. Even Piers Morgan's own guest, Curtis Sliwa, had to say it on his show, There's the Life Here. Queen Victoria and the royal deliberately starved and murdered over 1 million Irish during the famine, never once apologized, yet they still swan around laying flowers like they are saint. The hypocrisy is Olympic level. Your faves just got absolutely bodied by one of their own. All right, so let's listen.
Let me get the small violin out. I had stage 4 prostate cancer. I was shot 5 times with hollow point bullets on the orders of the Gaudis to the Gambinos. I'm out there every day. The difference is when your king and your queen came to lay the flowers at the memorial at 9/11, which was good, not only for all the Americans lost, 3,000, but the 69 Brits. Just a block away is the memorial to the Irish famine, where your royalty was responsible for the killing of 1 million Irish. Up the rebels, Easter Rising, John Conley. Your Queen Victoria did this, and your royalty never apologized for the death of 1 million Irish. You have a lot. Your royalty has a lot to apologize for.
And do your leaders have a blameless record going back 250 years, Curtis? Or should I start slinging my arrows back your way for some of the transgressions?
Oh damn! I would let me get. All right, so that's that. I'm gonna leave it as that. I don't want to go in the comments. So he knows his history around downtown Manhattan. All right, next tweet. What happened during the 9/11 when it happened? What did he say? Trump said that his tower is the tallest tower in downtown Manhattan, something like that. I went to look for it. Okay, this is what I asked Google. What did Trump say about? Okay, what did Trump say after the 9/11 towers fell? Following the 9/11 attack, Donald Trump made several public statements, most notably a phone interview with WWOR-TV on the day of the tragedy, where he remarked that his building at 40 Wall Street had become the tallest tower in Lower Manhattan. Okay, that's what he was thinking about, not the lives of the people, none of that. Oh, my Lord. All right, so this is the next tweet. All right, I have to look it up, otherwise, you know, I want to make sure because when I'm doing these videos, I think on top of my head, so I have to somewhat try to back it up. All right, next tweet. Curtis Sliwa has an amazing response to that cancer card that monarchists like Piers and much of the UK media love to play when they want to justify why William and other members of the royal family work so little. They may not ask him to come back again. Okay, I thought that was more. Okay, maybe I'll go to some of those comments here, because there's probably some of the squad. Can
you call King Charles a slacker, Curtis? I just wanted to point something out to you. King Charles is 77. I believe you're a very robust 72. So he's 5 years older than you. He was diagnosed with cancer in February 2024 and is still having regular treatment for this cancer. And yet in 2025, he conducted 390 solo engagements and 488 solo and joint engagements.
The solo engagement, cutting ribbons, talk to people, and not lifting anything meaningful. Okay.
Engagements. Slacker? Really? My king? A slacker? He's the hardest working cancer patient in the world?
That's the violin.
Let me get the small violin out. I had stage 4 prostate cancer. I was shot 5 times with hollow point bullets on the orders of the Gaudis to the Gambinos. I'm out there every day. The difference is when your king and your queen came to lay the flowers at the memorial at 9/11, which was good, not only for all the Americans lost, 3,000, but the 69 Brits. Just a block away is the memorial to the Irish famine, where your royalty was responsible for the killing of 1 million Irish. Up the rebels, Easter Rising, John Conley. Your Queen Victoria did this, and your royalty never apologized for the death of 1 million Irish. You have a lot. Your royalty has a lot to apologize for.
And do your leaders have a blameless record going back 250 years, Curtis? Or should I start slinging my arrows back your way for some of the transgressions of the past?
No, you can. You can. Because I don't believe in idolatry. I question authority. I am a Republican who constantly questions the authority of Donald Trump.
Okay, so there's that here. Let me read. It's almost the same, but this one is slightly longer. LOL, the toxic British press gets so offended when Americans say they don't care for the royal family. That's the wrong person he bring to his show, because they interview him on the street by near World Trade Center. I think it was where the mayor is. Because I think I shared his video. And why would he invite him to his show? Well, he doesn't care anyway. That's the life. Here, Sliwa hit Piers with a spare me, Uno reverse, and a violin. He literally made the violin sign. Exactly the reason why those royal shows on YouTube rarely invite the average American bystander who will touch that family in a second. Well done, Curtis. Pretend royalist Prick Morgan got told. Hardest working cancer patient in the world. I know, there's the rolling eye. He literally pops into an event for an hour and bounces. Most people living with cancer still have to work 8 hours days, at least 5 days a week. He might be the hardest working member of his family, but that's not saying much, to be honest. I tip my hat for this one. The tiny violin was earned for Chucky. Funny as hell. King Charles is the most hardworking cancer patient. Seriously, pull your head out of Piers Morgan. It is so far up there. The ASS. All right, let's go to the next tweet. I wasn't planning on going in the comment, but once I saw some of the squad there. All right, next one. TMZ. Piers Morgan again. That was like 2 days ago. I was seeing a lot of those videos coming on my timeline. Okay, of course they were right. You just have to look at the years of media bullying and trolling Meghan has endured. And Piers saying, well, they are still headed over here. Of course they are, because according to the British press, she's a single-handedly responsible for everything awful that happens in this world. Let's see here. When Piers Morgan had to sit there quietly live on TMZ to listen to this, pointing to that, Harry and Meghan are the ups. Okay. Alright, so this is the quote that Harvey Levin had said, so let's just listen to him saying it, or you could read it yourself.
Harry and Meghan are in the upswing, because what I'm hearing is people saying, well, Meghan was right. It's impossible being a member of that family. And people who think that Kate might have had some kind of a nervous breakdown, they're looking at what happened to Meghan. They're looking at what happened to Diana. And they're saying, yeah, it's impossible to live in that family. Meghan and Harry may be right. So in a way, I think in terms of their status, in terms of PR in America, it's gone up as a result of this.
How interesting, because over here all the polls are, they're getting more and more unpopular.
Yeah.
What Piers is saying here, like Harry have already said, it's the media in the UK that are racist, that hates Meghan, but not the people. And we've seen, and I've come across a couple Brits on Twitter, not personally or talk one-on-one, but, you know, once you've been online and you're seeing the same group of comments from people, you know. So, yes, I'm not going to say 100% all Brits like Meghan. I'm not saying that. But not all Brits hate Meghan.
America is very important, Harvey, to the royal family, to the monarchy. I think if you took the American love of our royals away, you would be taking a very, very large chunk of their viability as a working, serving monarchy. How damaging is all this being, do you think, to the brand of the royal family and the monarchy?
I'll tell you why I think this is really damaging. That a lot of people in America, honestly, myself included, think that the royal family is just this stodgy group of people behind, this big wall at Buckingham Palace, and that William and Kate were kind of a breath of fresh air. That they were young, that they kind of connected to young people around the world.
That's what
that
we
they
thought.
Understood media, and now the way I think a lot of people are viewing this is they're using the same playbook as the 70
That's
and
it.
80-year-olds in the palace.
Thank you.
And so there was this feeling and maybe even hope that William and Kate would dust off, what had been going on in the palace for years. And I think now they're kind of viewing them as part of the problem.
There it is. There it is. And then with the way the media is going after Harry and Meghan, it's actually, I'm telling you, Americans don't care about Harry and Meghan at all. But the UK keep on force-feeding this narrative, bad, negative about Harry and Meghan, forces Americans to go and search. Just like me. All right? They're bringing more fans to Harry and Meghan. And if William had stood up and kept the promise that he made with his brother, all right, to not deal with the media, William would have been just fine. All he had to do was sit back, stay quiet, be in the waiting until his father stepped down, and then for him to do his thing. Just stick with Harry and, do whatever the heir is supposed to do, but don't participate. Don't participate on the hate thing. And he's pretty much copying his father. And Charles had trained him, taking him to parties, be part of those pedophile people, okay, taking him to parties with the tabloid and all of that. Yeah, I spoke about that. I stumbled on that article by accident.
Harry and Meghan are...
All right, let me read whatever is here. Okay, a family that accepts a pedo member, but not a biracial member. Oh, please, there's a laugh here. Or young people who admire Peggy and Button in the room with us now. Young people can be asked with that outdated institution. I'm willing to bet young people consider Harry and Meghan the breath of fresh air, not the lazy do. What is this? Harvey was saying, this is what we thought. He didn't say it, but I think when he was saying it, I said slightly, tried to myself, but I don't know if the mic picked it up.
That they were young, that they kind of connected to young people around the world.
That's what
that
we
they
thought.
Understood media. And now the way I think a lot of people are viewing this is they're using the same playbook as the 70
That's
and
it.
80-year-olds in the palace.
Thank you.
And so there was this feeling and maybe even hope that William and Kate would dust off, what had been going on in the palace for years. And I think now they're kind of viewing them as part of the problem.
Is that this is what Americans thought. William and Kate will be different. But because of what they did to Harry and Meghan, and it opened people's eyes and said, oh, you pretty much following the same playbook as your father. And the big difference with William is that there's social media. The moment anything is, the moment you press send, the rest of the world will see it. But his father, on the other hand, with Stone Age, not really Stone Age, but newspapers, TVs, and radios, that was his father's way. But with social media, this is what punishing William right away. And then let's not forget Harry taking the papers to court. Things that was said in court, to prove Harry was right. Even if, did I read this? Even if I don't say it, admitted the truth is out there. Everything Meghan and even Harry had said about that family of his is true. And Uncle Andy and his issues adds a whole new layer of filth and scandal. Yes, Andy's scandal highlights that family and the UK media corruption and racial bias. Only the decent, sane people knew Harry and Meghan were right. All they had to do is go back and see how Diana was treated for years away from that mafia family. All the decent, sane people know exactly what happened to Diana. Down with the crown. Exactly. All right, let's go to the next one. I don't know if this is another video. Sorry, I'm showing this late, but I came across it. I didn't record anything yesterday. All right. Why do I get this niggling feeling that Sarah Swine did not focus on her deplorable life that was crumbling? There's the laugh here. May you all reap what you sow. All right. I think I've shared not this specific tweet, but the retweet of it. Okay, Sarah Swine, my ceiling has collapsed and so has my life. I'm being evicted. I'm destined to be single forever and I could be homeless. Is it time to get out of Britain for good? All right. I think I past videos talk about this. Oh, Jesus Christ. I felt unloved and freakish. Hair extension saved me from the shame of being a bald woman. Oh, that's her. And the week that the global trade in human hair was exposed, Sarah Swine tell another side of the story. I don't know. They're not ashamed of anything. Alright, no, she was too busy poking her nose in the Sussex's business, creating clickbait stories, is served. Isn't it ironic? Harry can write about himself in a book, but Turtle can write about her miserable existence as front page news every quarter. I'm sure she earned more than 99% of other Britons, so she needs to stop winging and get on with it. Alright, although trolls like No Neck Villa, aka Sarah Swine, have miserable, lonely life, that's why they projected it on Harry and Meghan. Alright, let's leave that alone. Alright, I think I'm starting to get tired. I may not record everything I have on the list. Okay, I see Met Galas. Okay, let's pause this. Articles are being written about Meghan, who's never attended the Met Gala, for not attending yet another Met Gala. Same shit, different day. Yeah, they said the Met Gala was horrible. While I'm editing, I decided to look it up to see how it was, but Google claimed it was a success and it raised more money than previous. So the tech people saying it's a success. Well, numbers don't lie, but the people, usually everything ends up with the people. All right, the words that I see going on online, I don't know if it's the ones that I'm seeing, but they didn't like it. All right, it's almost like the Michael Jackson movie, because I think Rotten Tomato. Then I don't know. I didn't look it up. That it wasn't a success. I don't know. Let me see something. Yeah, some of the things that I was seeing online regarding Rotten Tomato, they didn't really like Michael Jackson movie. But the people who saw it, I saw a lot of people were crying and they like it. And it actually revived Michael Jackson's popularity again. So it's one of those where they capture all form of communication. Okay, and they give themselves the highest praise. But when you talk to the people, it's a different story. So this is another version of that. When you look at, for instance, YouGov in the UK, they always give themselves the highest level of praise. But the people is a different story. So same thing here that's going on here. So Anna Wintour, who I think last year was her last year doing the Met Gala, she saw it was coming. I think with her, this is my opinion. I never met her. I don't even follow her. If it wasn't, from things the squad talk about, I'll not know who she was. Because from what I've learned, she's been doing it for a very long time. I'm talking about Anna Wintour. She saw the whole bunch of group of crazies. Okay, because they want applaud, the MAGAs type of people, what's that Amazon guy? They want to be applauded for their stupidity. So I think, this is my opinion, they were putting pressure on Anna to have them be part of that Met Gala. Instead, similar to Joe Biden, which I have said in a private video for my members only, because I was creating my little suspicious thing. They were putting pressure on them. Anna Wintour, including President Biden. This is why he didn't run again. So instead, she just quit. She retired. She's old enough. She's like, I have enough. I don't want to be part of this mess. That's what I think. Why she retired last year. I think it was last year. Other than that, I think she would have stayed until she died. Because there's some people, when they love what they do, they don't even consider the thing as work. For me, if you put me to, I don't know, run Met Gala, it will look like a freaking, I don't know, punishment. I'm sorry. Like a punishment to run it, because I'm not about that. But for her, okay, I think she enjoy the process of things, the gala, the thing, the nice clothes, whichever you may, it's selective how you see the clothes. For her, I'm talking about Anna Wintour, I think she enjoyed doing it. She would have done that until she died. But I think those MAGA type of people were putting pressure on her to either include them. I don't know. I'm just saying. To either include them into the gala. And she keep on saying no. So they were putting pressure on her. She's just like, you know what? I'm just going to retire. I'm done. Deal with the rest. And then right after she retired, I think they claimed the thing. Depending on who you ask, I guess. I didn't even watch the thing. But what I'm hearing, it was a mess. They didn't like it. Or things didn't go accordingly. And I think I've shared some videos of workers from Amazon who were projecting things. All right? So that's that. Let me read what's there. Okay, stalking criminal in my humble opinion. The Met Gala isn't for everyone. Okay, I'm glad she doesn't attend. I don't see her even attending. Meghan doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. Plus, the Met Gala is not what it used to be. All right, so there's that. One, it's idiotic. Two, she should could herself. What? She should could herself. Lucky it's a sinking ship. Everyone should just donate the money. All right, but the toxic lying media, when they're thinking Meghan will go, there's the laugh here. Glad she confuses them and they don't know any of her movement as it should be. Bullseye. So glad she never attend that lady shit show. It depends on who you ask, but I think when Anna Wintour was running it, you may not like the clothes the people wore, but it was on a more stable kind of gala. But now people making it up like a freak show. Everybody wants to attend on it, and it's become, whatever. But anyway, I'm done with that. Keep in mind what I just said about Anne Wintour. That's my opinion. So I don't know what really made her retired. Maybe she did wanted to retire. I don't know. But the MAGA people, they want to be applauded for their stupidity, and they want to be part of everything that is socially liked by the rest, okay? Whatever niche you are in. The fashion people, or it could be the politics people, the music people. They want to be part of everything. But when they show up, they show their stupidity. People don't want to be part of their stupidity. So it create the thing become a mess. All right. This is the next tweet. Quote, the UK media, I truly believe, wanted my mom's side of the family to be the one that all this drama could be stirred up with. Meghan. All right. I think that was from the Netflix thing. It's
the
blank.
UK media, I truly believe, wanted my mom's side of my family to be the ones that all this drama could be stirred up with.
This is another perfect example about African American. Okay? I forgot about this. Some of the thing they were saying about Meghan, you would have thought it would come from the black side, but I don't know. I'm not talking about the white side of Meghan family, okay? But the black side. With the exception of one video, I don't even think I have it. It was an interview that was done, I think even before Meghan married Harry. They were talking about Meghan's black side of the family. You never see them show up on anything besides that. If they did, I haven't come across it. But the father and the half siblings, my God.
And suddenly you just have my mom, who's classy and quiet and there, and then you have the other side of my family that is just acting differently. My half-sister, who I hadn't seen for over a decade, and that was only for a day and a half, suddenly it felt like she was everywhere. I don't know your middle name. I don't know your birthday. You're telling these people that you raised me and you've coined me Princess Pushy?
Tom's kids a good 17 years older than her. And Meghan, I left when she was 2.
I don't remember seeing her when I was a kid at my dad's house, if and when they would come around. And then the last time that I saw her that I remember is when I was in my early 20s. I hadn't had her fall out with her. We didn't have a closeness to be able to have that. And I wanted a sister.
Okay, as I'm listening to this, there's a video which I have on the list, but for Michael Jackson thing. It reminded me of Aaron Carter, where the FBI and his family, his mom, was forcing him to lie about Michael Jackson. And he refused to lie about Michael Jackson because the experience that Aaron Carter had with Michael Jackson was completely different with what his mom was pushing him to do and what the FBI was forcing him to do. That's what that remind me. You know what? I'll put it right after this because I'm going to read some of the comments. All right, so I put it on the list. Let's see here what else. Meghan was absolutely correct, and even today, they try to dehumanize Doria and give her zero credit for Meghan being classy, poised, self-respected, strong, etc. Meghan act nothing like Tom's other offspring. They are very different. Meghan is her mother's soul, thank goodness. And every way, she has her strength too. And I remember earlier on when I started doing videos about Harry and Meghan, and I'm like, I never heard Miss Doria's voice. And when I do, I'm talking about things that I've said in the past. And I was like, when I do hear her voice, it will be music to my ear. And the very first time I heard her voice, and it was like somewhat in the background, I think when Meghan was doing the Together book, there's Harry, Miss Doria there was a video and I heard her voice. I was like, oh my God, this is her voice. That was the very first time I heard her voice. And then the docu-series. Okay, let me read what's there, and then that is it. This is a small little thread here. Yep, and the 2022 Harry and Meghan on Netflix documented those facts. Thank you for this thorough display, graphically detailing and mapping out who is who and who is not what they support to be, and living color. There's that. Yep. Yet the white side of the family have dinosaur-sized bones. All right. Thank you for posting this again. There is this dynamic that emptied up after the praise Doria received after the wedding. You see, they can have Doria being praised for how she comported herself in the months leading up to and after the wedding. So the erasure of Doria too. And let's not forget all the other racist articles about Doria, yet Thomas is praised for selling out. This, in order to create the Thomas as savior, they had to launch this filthy campaign against Doria when the truth was right there out in the open. And the very article they wrote, she knew how to give Meghan the culture, informational capital to navigate various ecosystems. Yeah, there's videos. Oh, this is what's good with the squad. It's to the squad I learned that. Videos of Miss Doria taking young teenage Meghan to art opening and many different things. The squad know how to come. Oh my God, that's a long thread. Okay, I'll share it with you. And then after that, that's it. Doria was and probably still is part of the Black wellness community from her days when she worked as a makeup artist and through her yoga instruction. The reciprocity in that community is one of many tools used to get Meghan additional wellness and self-care benefit. You see how they went after Meghan, the college tuition issues. Meghan let people know, but these people said, nope, that's not what happened. I'm talking about the media. Meanwhile, Meghan told them exactly what happened. All right, 3. We know about the travel agent discount already, but I will add this. The silent, powerful partner that is often ignored is the union benefits and discounts coming from a 2-union household in a major city. I know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, for the Deranger perspective, relies on cultural erasure by viewing Meghan through a strictly British or white American lens. They apply a different set of class markers to her actions. 5. Context stripping. They ignore the specific socioeconomic reality of the black middle class in the 90s Los Angeles, which prioritized presentation as a tool for social mobility and respectability. 6. Doria, private sector entrepreneur, provided the lifestyle asset, travel perks, flexible schedule, emotional stability, and later the cash flow from her travel agency and small business. Yeah, they definitely did. That's why the British media is so sympathetic toward Thomas, as he was willing to sell out his own daughter to the tabloid. Precisely. Oh my God, some really good comment. I was supposed to stop before. Alright. The Raglands were cool people. Doria's father, Mr. Alvin, was friend with my parents. Wow, nice link there. Oh, they most definitely did. And the trashy one looked just like them. They were not expected that. Alright, Meghan Sussex was spot on about that. I don't know if you or anyone else remembered this. Just after her and Prince Harry wedding, a so-called member of her family got stabbed with a knife in London. Okay, I don't know. And Sky News and some others news outlets run with that, but when they found it was one of the Markle's white side of her family, they quietly dropped the story because it did not match the narrative against her black side of her family. And when people pointed out to Sky News to make it clear about what side of her family it was, they quietly updated on their media site and dropped it from their live news program. Okay, I don't know anything about that. Okay, Meghan nephew Tyler Mooley won by police. Okay, 21 May 2018, Meghan Markle's nephew has been let off by police after taking a knife into a London nightclub hours after her wedding to Prince Harry. I didn't know about that. It was reported in May 2018 that Tyler Dudley, the nephew of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, on the Markle side, there it is here, and they put it very quietly, was stopped by police after bringing a knife into a London nightclub just hours after her wedding to Prince Harry. I didn't know it. This is the first time I'm hearing it. When they found out, it was one of Markle's white side of her family. Oh my God. Let's go to the next one. Okay, maybe I'll stop. Okay, I think I'll stop here. Oh, I did say I was gonna put the ACarter, and then that'll be it for this video. I'm already exactly 30 minutes right now. So this is ACarter, may he rest in peace, where he's gonna explain it. That I guess he had hang out with Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson was trying to save those people, those young kids, from the pedophile ring of Epstein. But as you can see right now, what's happening with the Epstein file, they don't even want to release it. So the FBI was part of it. They wanted him to say Michael Jackson did something to him, including his own mother. He wasn't budging. All right. ACarter said that his mother tried to convince him that he had been abused by MJ, Michael Jackson, but he vehemently denied. Even after being questioned by 4 FBI agents, he not only told the truth, but also voiced what it was about to sue MJ for money. All right. Shame on that other kid who did that. I forgot his name.
After I left the party, and the next day I smoked weed with Michael, and then I get in the limousine and I leave.
Did he say he smoked weed with Michael? Let me start it all over. Listen to it slightly before the 4-minute mark. Smoke weed with Michael, but that's not the point.
After I left the party, and the next day I smoked weed with Michael, and then I get in the limousine and I leave. I get back to the Sheraton Hotel at Universal over here. There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean tell them what happened? And I sit down with them and they all ask these super sexually exploiting, questions, back-sided questions. And I knew that at my age already. And I looked at all 4 of them and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm gonna do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? That's what I told him. I was like, and I looked over at my mom and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why are you letting this happen? And she goes, well, I think something happened, I think something. I'm like, really? That man did nothing but be hospitable, kind, loving, giving, everything you can think of.
With the Martin Bashir interview with Michael Jackson, that was the very first time I was aware of Martin Bashir. They definitely were after Michael. Out of all the things they spoke about in that interview, I'll never forget it. The one thing he came out, I'm talking about Martin Bashir, I think that's his name, the one who did the interview with Princess Diana. And he came out about talking about sleeping with children and do all of this. I'm like, what? Ever since then, I couldn't stand him. And the other thing as well, there was a child who could have been Macaulay Culkin, who said that you have to understand that Michael's room is like a freaking apartment within itself. Okay, let me see if I could find that, and then I could stop this video. Before I do that, let me read some of the comments so I don't come back to it again. All right, so the FBI tried to cook because MJ was innocent, and they pretend to not know the name of Epstein client, who actually are pedos. There's that, my thought exactly. Everyone wanted to send Michael for money. No parent who has had an abused child would prefer to take the money and not put the abuser in jail. That's exactly the point. Granted, I don't believe MJ smoked weed. Aaron, that's what I was like. Did I hear him correctly? Aaron defended him till his last breath. So I kind of believe him when he says his mom tried to convince him to basically lie so they can have ground to sue. Yes, Aaron had a traumatic life, exploited by both his parents and the industry. Weed was certainly the least of his problem. All right, so that's that. Let me pause and look for Macaulay. What's his name? Macaulay Culkin talking about Michael Jackson. If I find it. If I don't find it, that'll be it. I find more than I was looking for. I'm probably going to create a completely different video for that. But this is what I was talking about. All right. Let me pause. Macaulay Culkin is one of the very few people who understood Michael Jackson. Culkin has passionately defended Michael since day one. He perfectly explained their friendship in this interview with Larry King. May he rest in peace. May he rest in peace. 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Happened at the house. That's what all these things are.
That's what's so weird.
What did happen?
Nothing happened. I mean, nothing really. I mean, we played video games. We played it as an amusement park. Well, the thing is with that whole thing is that they go, oh, you slept in the same bedroom as him. It's like, I don't think you understand. Michael Jackson's bedroom is 2 stories. And it has like 3 bathrooms and this and that. So when I slept in his bedroom, yeah, but you have to understand the whole scenario. And the thing is with Michael is that he's not very good at explaining himself, and he never really has been, because he's not a very social person. I mean, you're talking about someone who's been sheltered and sheltering himself also for the last 30 years, and so he's not very good at communicating to people and not very good at conveying what he's actually trying to say to you. And so when he says something like that, people, he doesn't quite understand why people react the way that they do.
Why do you think he likes young people?
It's because it's the same reason why he liked me, was the fact that I didn't care who he was. That was the thing. I talked to him like he was a normal human being. And that's what, and kids do that to him, because he's not, I mean, he's Michael Jackson, the pop singer, but he's not the god of, the king of pop or anything like that. He's just, a guy who's actually very kid-like himself.
And you know what I came across yesterday? I saw people putting videos of their kids, like toddlers in 2026, young kids are crying for Michael Jackson. So there's another one. While I was searching for this, I'm gonna put, there's a lot. Let me pause. So this is the last tweet I'm gonna put in this video. Maybe someday I'll do a video just Michael Jackson thing. Okay, Macaulay Culkin has said Michael Jackson was protecting kids from being carted off to Epstein Island. He was one of them. Mike stepped in and took him to Netherlands when Epstein tried to get Macaulay Culkin, to go with him to the island. Okay, he knew what the island was about. The moment they were taking the kids, he protected them. All right, so let me pause this. No wonder they were coming after Michael Jackson. He was not a predator, he was a protector. MJ was taking away their island, feeding. All that finger pointing at MJ by the side that took MJ out has now got billions of fingers pointing back at them. Truth will always prevail. Okay, it makes sense now to see MJ create an environment to protect the co-workers from harm and being is it co-workers? Yeah, to protect the co-workers from harm and being attacked for protecting. Jealous and abused people will always attack and murder your predator. Wow. So I'm starting to wonder while I'm editing this video, because I've heard past actors and models, when their kids said they want to be in that sort of entertainment industry, they all screaming, no, no, no. So they all probably knew about the Epstein thing, but they never said anything. You could go back to some, I know some of them, not personally, in terms of names. I don't want to say it because I will have to go look for that particular clip that said it to back me up. But I'm not going to name the names. You could go back for yourself and search which models or which actors or actresses who have said they do not want their kids to be in the entertainment industry. So they know the reason they probably don't want their kids to be part of that is because they probably know about the Epstein thing, in my humble opinion. Okay? So, and when I look at, as I'm saying this, I'm thinking of Sister, the twins, the two African-American actors. Actually, they are German, by the way. They were born in Germany. One of the things I remember them saying is that their mom used to be around when they go to sets and things like that. So they didn't have that kind of experience with the Epstein because the mom was there to look after them. Unlike the others where, money's being thrown at them and they completely forget about the interests of the kids. They're worrying about putting things in their pocket, in my humble opinion. But those two, I remember coming across somewhere where they were saying their mom, not their dad, but their mom was going to things with them. Anyway, let's get back to the original recording. All true. So let's listen to this here. If it's music, I'm not going to play it.
Yet was misunderstood by the world as a criminal. Neverland, this mysterious place, was not as simple as the outside world thought. Recently, a previously undisclosed truth was revealed. In Neverland, Michael Jackson shielded children from the forces of darkness, keeping them away from the terrifying reality of Epstein's Island. Wow. He provided children with a sanctuary, protecting them from harm and abuse, yet was misrepresented by the media and the public as a criminal. He was falsely accused of abuse, while the real abusers remained undisclosed. Macaulay Culkin and other celebrities publicly defended Jackson, proving that he was not only a musical genius, but also a hero who fought for the safety and protection of children. He not only protected children from physical harm, but also helped celebrities like Britney Spears, offering her advice when she faced control from her father, protecting her freedom. Today, as more truths are revealed, we can finally see Michael Jackson for who he truly was, a hero who sacrificed for others.
Wow. All right, let's listen to this now.
And saved me from getting on a plane to that tiny island.
So they're saying Neverland is where Michael Jackson took children to protect them from what was being done on Epstein's Island. And because he was going against their regime, they punished him and they flipped the script and made it appear as if he was the one abusing them, when in reality they were abusing them, and he was protecting the children, he was protecting the celebrities. And you have celebrities like Macaulay Culkin who have gone on record to protect and defend Michael Jackson. This all makes sense. It has finally come together. This man has been dead for so long, but now it's coming together. Not only did he protect the children from the physical things that were being done to them, and you know what I'm saying, you just social media, you gotta be careful, but he also were protecting them from the social and emotional abuses that were occurring by advising Britney Spears to get out from under her dad before the conservatorship and things of that nature. This man was a lifesaver. No.
I didn't report.
Nonetheless, those.
I didn't report it. Let me pause. I didn't report it, but I come across an article where Britney Spears sold some part of her music, whatever she had control of. I was like, oh my God, it's just heartbreaking. Yeah, with Britney, and we see what's happening with her. You know, I report some part of it before, a couple of years ago. But anyway, let's listen to the last one here.
Donald Trump stood up and said this.
I'm going to stick up for him because nobody else is, but I don't believe it.
Trump angrily criticized the mother who accused Michael of child molestation.
And she goes after him viciously and violently, and I saw a story and I read another story about some of the things she's done, and I don't believe it.
While many were waiting for the superstar to be imprisoned, Trump firmly believed that the truth would prevail.
I had no idea he'd be that strong defensive of him. And good for Donald, you know.
He's tough.
I'm sorry I'm laughing about this, but they say Donald Trump's name is on the Epstein file more than anybody else. I mean, you have to give it to him, okay? I'm talking about Trump. Not that I agree with him, but he knows how to play the game very well. He knows where to side it with to protect himself as well, okay?
It's tough to win, but I have a feeling he's going to win, Larry.
Many people avoided talking about the wrongful case from years before, but Trump unexpectedly brought it up again.
The kids were very young. Michael would come, play with the kids. He just loved children. He was not a child molester, and I am certain of that. He'd play with my son Eric and my son Donald, and he'd just play with them forever. He loved children, but he was not a child molester. And
even Trump's eldest son, when he grew up, mentioned Michael Jackson.
Jackson used to come up and, like, he was our neighbor in Trump Tower, right? So I was playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Michael Jackson.
It's not appropriate for us to say who was behind the smear campaign against Michael, but Trump gave him the best support.
Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson. So
Michael was a great friend of ours, actually. And he lived in Trump Tower for a long period of time.
Michael Jackson used his life.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing about this. Those two, Trump and Melania,
to protect children.
They know how to play the game. They know who to side it with. Look at Michael Jackson next to Trump here. He looks very uncomfortable. Let me see what some people are saying. Damn, you guys are doomed. LOL. That Macaulay Culkin video is AI, bro. That interview never happened. Yes, it did. It did. Okay. But anyway, there's that. That's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. There's so many videos I want to do. There's the I Show Speed I wanted to do when he went to Africa. I have a list. Never did it. Now I think he's in the Caribbean. I haven't created a list for that yet. There's things about Michael Jackson, maybe. I need to do that. I don't know. I'll see. But anyway, that's it. And Haiti, I have a lot of tweets to share with you. I have not recorded them yet. So that's it. Thank you for watching.
Vanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally,